The calf had already gone down twice when the small wolf pack began dragging it downhill. They were not trying to tear it apart there. The herd was too close. Each time a wolf clamped onto the skin behind its hind leg, the calf threw its full weight against the pull. Its trunk lashed the air. Its feet hammered mud, roots, and stone. One recoiled as a foot slammed down beside its jaw. The calf was young, but far too heavy for any wolf to carry. They shoved it, blocked its path, and pulled whenever it slipped. One wolf crossed in front of its face. Another came in behind. The calf tried to rise, gathered its legs beneath itself, and managed 2 desperate steps toward the ridge. Then it slipped again. Dry grass covered dark mud, softened by the thaw. It hit the ground on its side. The wolves moved in. 2 pulled at its leg. Another edged toward its shoulder. The rest stayed beyond the reach of its trunk, waiting for the moment the calf stopped fighting. But it did not stop fighting. The young mammoth cried out. The sound was sharp and broken. It crossed the gully and vanished among the hills. The wolves froze for barely a heartbeat, not because the cry frightened them, because they knew what it could bring. Beyond the ridge, near the stream, the mammoth herd was resting. If an adult reached the calf before the wolves could move it beyond the herd's reach, the hunt would not end with food. It would end with broken bones. The wolves pulled again. The gully lay below, and there they meant to keep the calf out of reach. A short time earlier, the steppe had seemed still. Moonlight washed over pale grass, frozen puddles, and the dark ribbon of a stream. In that open country lived wild horses, steppe bison, caribou, and the predators that followed them. The mammoth herd had come down to drink. The adult females stood clustered near the water. Younger animals moved between them. Calves stayed near legs no wolf wanted to test. The calf drank beside its mother. Then it lifted its head. Something moved along the nearby ridge. A small shape crossed the grass and vanished behind a rock. Maybe a hare, maybe a fox. To the calf, it was simply something new. It walked toward the ridge. At first, only a few steps. Then it paused and looked back. Its mother was still at the water. The herd remained in view. From that distance, everything looked safe. The calf moved a little farther. The ridge hid it from sight. On the far side, the wolves had been watching. They did not howl. A howl would have revealed their position. They moved low through the grass, using the slope for cover. The wind carried their scent away from the mother. As long as the air held steady, they had a chance. They waited until the calf had disappeared completely from the adult's view. The first wolf came in from the side. The calf turned, startled. The second appeared behind it. The calf tried to run back to the stream. It rushed downhill, but its front foot sank into mud. Its body pitched forward. The slope did the rest. It fell. For an instant, its legs kicked at empty air. The wolves came in at once. One feinted toward its head and backed away as the trunk rose. Another bit and released. 2 pressed from the flanks, trying to exhaust it. Every fall drained strength from its legs. Every second away from the herd made the danger worse. The calf gave its first cry. Below, no one reacted. The stream ran. Mammoth feet churned the bank. The wind carried the sound toward the opposite ridge. The mother kept drinking. The wolves used the moment. One pulled at a leg. Another blocked the way. The calf got up, took 2 steps toward the stream, and almost made it. For a moment, it could see the herd again. Then the largest wolf lunged from the side. It did not bite. It drove its shoulder into the calf. The calf lost its balance and rolled down the slope to the mouth of the gully. Now the wolves had the ground they wanted. The second cry reached the herd. She looked beneath the other females. The calf was not beside her leg, behind a young female, or at the water's edge. Its absence was enough. The empty space beside her had become more alarming than any sound. She raised her head and tested the wind. She did not catch the wolves' scent. The air was still against her. Then another call came, farther away and weaker. The mother answered with a deep, low sound. The other females lifted their trunks. One adult nudged two juveniles toward the center. Another turned toward the ridge, listening. They did not know what had happened, but they knew a calf was alone. The mother started up the slope. Each step made the ground tremble. Two adult females followed. The others kept the young clustered near the stream. As the females climbed, the wolves forced the calf deeper into the gully. It breathed with its mouth open, mud in its eyes and tooth marks along its flank. One hind leg was beginning to fail. A wolf tried to seize its trunk. The calf reacted. It swung forward and struck the animal in the shoulder. The wolf rolled through the mud, got up, and limped away. For an instant, the circle opened. The calf got to its feet. At the mouth of the gully, it saw a narrow strip of moonlight. It ran toward it. The wolves did not chase from behind. Two went around along the low walls. Another took a shorter route through the mud. When the calf reached the opening, the limping wolf appeared in front of it. The calf stopped. It skidded. Its injured leg jammed between two thick roots. It pulled once. Nothing. It pulled again. The mud gave under its feet, but the leg remained trapped. The wolves closed in again. This time the calf did not cry. It was exhausted. That silence was worse. The largest wolf approached slowly. The trapped leg kept the calf from turning, and the narrow passage blocked every route back to the stream. The others stayed beyond reach of its trunk, listening to vibrations from the ridge. The calf drove its shoulder against the wall of earth. More mud slid over its flank. It tried to twist its trapped leg free, but pain drained what strength it had left. Its breathing became shallow. The wolves did not rush in. By then, they could hear the footsteps above them. Up on the ridge, the mother stopped. She had followed the cries to the edge. Now she saw flattened grass and a trail of mud into the gully. For the first time, she seemed too late. The mother started down. The other females moved down both sides of the gully. The calf pulled free from the root. Inside the narrow passage, the mother had little room to turn. The wolves did not know the adults were closing in from the flanks. Then the ground shook, not from a distant impact, from a footfall, then another. The wolf looked up. The mother stood above the gully. Her calf did not move, and she heard no cry. She saw only wolves gathered around a small body pinned against the mud. She came down, head on. The wolves did not run. Not yet. The prey was trapped. Leaving meant starting again on another night. The mother advanced to the entrance of the narrow passage. Her calf was trapped between her and the wolves. A blind charge could crush it. She had to stop. That second was the predator's last chance. The largest wolf bit into the calf's hind leg. The calf screamed. The mother answered with a sound so low it seemed to rise from the ground. She stepped forward. Her foot landed beside the nearest wolf, flinging mud across its back. The animal recoiled. The second female appeared along the side of the gully, cutting off the lower exit. The limping wolf turned toward the ridge. The third female was already there. For the first time, the wolves lost their safest way out. The pack broke apart. The hunt had changed. The trapped calf was no longer worth the danger closing around them. The largest wolf looked at the calf, then backed away. They were not leaving out of simple fear. No meal was worth a broken leg. The mother reached her calf. With her trunk, she brushed mud from its face, traced the bite marks on its flank, and touched the trapped leg. The calf trembled, still conscious. The other females formed a wall around them. Together, they shifted enough mud for the calf to pull free. It buckled to the ground, then struggled upright beside its mother. They did not return to the stream. Water no longer mattered. The herd moved away from the gully. The calf stayed pressed against its mother's leg, with one adult on either side. It stumbled, stopped, and moved again. Hours later, the wind would erase the scents. The stream would wash over the marks. Wolf and mammoth tracks would mingle in the mud until they disappeared. By dawn, the gully would hold only torn grass, drying mud, and tracks fading into the empty steppe, as though nothing had happened there. This calf survived by the narrowest margin, not because it was stronger than the wolves, because its call reached those who could defend it. On that steppe, leaving the herd was not an adventure.